So your debut novel, The 13th Continuum, sold, and then at some point you have now a 3-book deal, that was the first book of the 3, and now it's being turned into a film?
Yeah, we're working on that. So my background is that I used to work in film and TV development, and so actually before I even sold it to a publisher, I had producers that were working on it. It's always had a lot of interest from a lot of producers. The first set of producers wanted to do it for TV, and we're sort of working with them, but at a certain point they weren't being super effective, and we kind of felt more like going in the film direction, so I switched to a different producer, and she's been great, and we're working on packaging it into a film. So they have a deal at Warner Brothers, and then right now we're looking at writers and directors, because in the environment of right now, it really helps to have a package and to go in with a package. And there are a couple of reasons why I think that's good. But one of them is that I don't want to rush and do a bad version of the film. I've worked enough in Hollywood and worked on enough big book adaptations like Lord of the Rings and The Golden Compass that I know it really matters how you put it together. And then also, it's one thing just to option a book. You could do that, but then there's something we call development hell, where it just kind of gets stuck and never gets made. So the more you have attached and the more you go in with, the more likely it is that you're going to actually be able to make the film. Because I don't want to just option it and have it sit. And there are so many fabulous books and fabulously popular books that have never been made that sold for a lot of money that studios have. Things like Justin Cronin's The Passage is a good example, and it just hasn't been made. It's been years and years. So I kind of want to do it in a way that really does justice. So I'm not really in a rush. I want to do it right.
Well, so the second book is coming out November 1st?
Yes.
And tell me the title again.
It's called Return of the Continuums.
Okay, and then you have the third book, which you're finishing up now as we speak.
I'm finishing it up now, and that will come out in probably end of May next year, and it's called The United Continuums. So that's the other thing that's nice about a series, is that with each book is an opportunity and really kind of drives attention and drives readership, and there's a whole marketing effort. So it's kind of nice because, you know, you don't have one book and it kind of gets forgotten or left behind. Each time you're going out with a new book, it's bringing them all kind of together, and you see a lot of times these things build over time. Readership builds, popularity builds, and we can all cite really famous series where they weren't big until later. There's a great piece by the author who wrote Percy Jackson, that series, which were made into films, and I think he said it was 2 full years after the first book came out was when they first had an inkling that it was going to be a huge, huge hit. But for 2 years, it wasn't selling much. They weren't sure. He was doing signings, and like nobody was showing up. But it was a building process. Like they really believed in it, and they really worked hard. So it can take time. And the other thing to remember with a book, and I'm sort of experiencing this now, is that it's not like a film where, you know, everyone will go opening day and see it and then be talking to their friends. Like, you know, even if people buy it close to when it comes out, it might not get read instantly. A lot of us, and this includes me, have a ton of books in our queue and a lot of things. It doesn't mean we're not going to read it, but it might be a month or 2 later that I finally do. And so you start to see that even a couple months after it's been out, people are finally like, oh my gosh, I finally read this. And you start to hear, and all of a sudden more people you start to hear. So it's like not like an opening day phenomenon. And the other cool thing about books is they exist, and once they're in the world a long time. So you start to see them popping up in libraries and popping up. That's the nice thing about young adult, is that, you know, libraries are huge for us. Schools are huge for us. School libraries are huge for us. And there's also a lot of kids that can't really afford or don't have the budgets to buy a lot of books, so they're waiting to get them from their library, which I think is fantastic. I was that kid, so I totally understand that.